Hello friends, very good evening to all of you. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In the previous two lessons, we have discussed about the principle of lending and the policy of lending principle. And in this session, we'll discuss Altman-J score. Altman-J score is very important topic of CIB BFM exam and also for certified credit professional. Both of the exam, the Altman-J score is very much important part, and in CIB BFM we can get around 4 to 5 marks case studies and numericals from Altman-J score. For also certified credit professional, while appraising any loan, any working capital, the Altman-J score is very much important while calculating the fitness and physical financial strength of any business organization. We'll discuss brief introduction about the Altman-J score. The Altman-J score is developed by Edward Altman. It mostly used for measuring the financial strength or financial fitness of any business organization, whether the business organization is financially stable, financially fit, or financially ready to sustain any kind of risk. Any kind of lending operation is always risky for any business organization, and the Altman-J score can be used to measure the strength to sustain such financial losses of the company, whether there is any probability that the company will go to bankrupt within the near future. So that can also be assessed through Altman-J score. Predicting corporate default, whether the corporate will be default in future, that can also be predicted, and very easy to calculate. A simple formula is used for calculation of the Altman-J score. A control measure of financial distress. It is act as a control measure. If through the Altman-J score we know that there is financial instability of the company, then we can also use some measures, some process that can help to recover the company from financial distress. So it acts as a control measure of the financial distress of the company. Then the formula of calculating Altman-J score. Here is the formula, very simple formula for calculating Altman-J score. The Z is equal to 1.2 T1, 1.4 T2, 3.3 T3, 0.6 T4 plus 0.999 T5. Here T1, T2, T3, T4, T5 are the variable which can be calculated by this formula. T1 is equal to working capital by total asset. Working capital means the amount of capital that is required for the day-to-day operation of any business, and the total asset is the total amount of fixed and current asset. T2 is equal to retained earning divided by total asset. Retained earning is the earning after distributing the profit among the investors, divided by total asset, that is also fixed asset for plus current asset. T3 is equal to earning before interest and tax divided by total asset. Earning before interest and tax means total earning before calculating the interest and the tax divided by total asset, that is fixed asset plus current asset. T4 is equal to market value of equity. The equity means net worth of the company. The T4 is equal to total market value of the equity divided by book value of the total liability. Book value of total amount of liabilities of the company. T5 is equal to sales by total asset. You have to remember this 5 variables formula while calculating Altman Z-score. Then interpretation from the Z-score. Z, if the value of Z greater than 2.9, value of Z greater than 2.9, that means it is in safe zone. The business having sufficient financial stability. The financial strength of the business is very much okay, and if it is value lies between 1.81 to 2.9, it will be in gray zone, means there can be control measures to be adopted for strengthening the financial strength of the business. There can be recovery from stress, but when the value is less than 1.81, it is in distress zone, means the company will easily go into bankrupt. Let us discuss some problem of calculating Altman Z-score. Here EBIT, earning before interest and tax 10,000, sales 40,000, total asset 2 lakhs, total liability 9,000, retained earning 15,000, market value 30,000, working capital 50,000. T1, we know T1 is equal to working capital by total asset, hence 50 working capital here 50,000, total asset here 2 lakhs. That means 50,000 by 2 lakhs is equal to 0.25. T2 is equal to retained earning 50,000, total asset divided by total asset 50,000 divided by 2 lakhs, that is 0.25. T3 is equal to earning before interest and tax by total asset. Earning before interest and tax 10,000 divided by total asset 2 lakhs. 10,000 by 2 lakhs is equal to 0.05. T4 is equal to T4 is equal to money value of equity divided by total liability, book value of total liability, that is market value of equity 30,000 by 90,000 total liability, that is 0.33. T5 is equal to sales by total asset, sales here 40,000 divided by total asset 2 lakhs, that will be 0.20. Then we will put this formula, that is Z is equal to 1.2 into 0.25, 1.4 into 0.25, 3.3 into 0.3, 0.6 into 0.3 plus 0.999 into 0.20. We'll put the value here and we'll get the answer, that is 5.713. if its value is greater than 2.99, then we call it in safe zone. So this value is greater than 2.99, and here we can call the business is in safe zone. So according to that, if the value will be between 1.81 to 2.99, we can call it gray zone, and there is sufficient control measure will be required for strengthening the financial strength of the business. And if it will be the answer will less than 1.81, then we call it in distress zone. If the company is in safe zone, then it is ready to give financial support or loan to the company. It is beneficial for bank to give loan. So while giving a working capital or any kind of loan to business firm, we can calculate the financial strength of this Z value, Z score. And here in this question, if it is asked that whether it is financing the farm is beneficial or not, we can answer yes, because the value is greater than 2.99. Thank you for watching my video, and in the next lesson we will discuss some of the important chapter of certified credit professional. If you do like my video, kindly do like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.